Live from Mellow Mushroom in the Cornerstone District in Lynchburg, Virginia, the Liberty Flames football show is on the air. Your chance to hear from Liberty head football coach Jamey Chadwell comes your way on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. The Liberty football show is presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Start banking with Freedom First today. The Liberty Football Show is also brought to you by Carter Bank and Trust, the preferred community bank of Liberty Flames Athletics. Earthright Mid-Atlantic, your trusted solar and energy efficiency experts. By Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Freedom Heating and Air, serving those who serve us. Carl Miller Realty, caring, competent, trusted advisors. Lynchburg Nissan, nobody beats our prices, nobody. Century Exteriors, experience and quality you can trust. Schedule a free estimate at centuryexteriors.com. And by Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow. Have a question or comment for one of our guests? Email lfsn@liberty.edu or post a message at LFSN Radio on X, formerly known as Twitter.
And history's made once again in Williams Stadium. The 2023 Conference USA champions, the Liberty Flames, beat New Mexico State 49-35.
Now, let's talk Liberty Flames football. Here's your host, the voice of the Flames, Alan York.
Everybody, welcome inside Mellow Mushroom tonight. We thought last week's crowd in week one was outstanding. This one has even topped it. Let's give a round of applause for yourself. Really good crowd on hand as we talk Liberty Flames football for the next hour with the head coach of the Flames, Jamey Chadwell. Liberty 1-0 after a 41-24 win on Saturday over Campbell. Their next ball game coming up this Saturday night at New Mexico State, a rematch of last year's Conference USA championship won by whom?
Flames.
The Liberty Flames. A lot of ways to join our show here tonight. For those out there watching, you're on Facebook.com/LFSN Radio. Audio-wise, we're on our Liberty Flames app and at libertyflames.com. And best of all, the great crowd here at Mellow Mushroom. And we'll be here till about 7:05 talking Liberty Flames football. We'll be joined by head coach Jamey Chadwell coming up in just a couple of seconds. At the bottom of the hour, as we always do, we'll let Coach get a little respite, get some food. His family is here tonight, so he can catch up with them for a little bit. Some of the fans obviously want some autographs, maybe a picture or two. At the bottom of the hour, we'll play some radio highlights from Saturday's win and post-game comments from Trayon Sibley, wide receiver who had a career high, 5 catches, 109 receiving yards and a touchdown, and Taylor Jackson, who tied his career high with 7 tackles. Let's give a round of applause for our head coach, Jamey Chadwell, who's in the house once again. Coach, congratulations on the win on Saturday. Lots to unpack from the weather, the win, offense, defense, special teams. Let's just start after a couple of days removed from the ball game. Just your general thoughts on the win, and then we'll just dive in here tonight at Mellow Mushroom.
One, very thankful for the win. Obviously, it's hard to win no matter who you play, and the day and age of the portal, everybody's a challenge. So I'm very thankful for the win. Secondly, how awesome was the atmosphere and the environment there in Williams Stadium. It was awesome. The students, the fans, community showed up. I think it was 21-5 or something of that nature, and they all came back after the delay, which was great. That was great to see. And so just pleased with the win. Obviously, there's some things you have to get better at. After looking at the video, going through some things, there's some really good stuff that we did. There's just some things that, as a coach, if you don't clean up, it's going to be a long season, just from whether that's some mental errors, whether that's some detailed things that you need to clean up. But if statistically, if you look at it, there's a lot of good statistically we did. Yeah. We just weren't able to maybe play as clean of the game as you'd like. And those are things that, as a head coach, I got to get fixed.
You won, though. And
we did.
Yeah.
Amen. It's hard to win, no matter who you play.
I left the game. We can nitpick some of the things. I do want to nitpick some things that maybe drew your ire after the game. Going back and watching the film, what did you watch first when you watched it back? And at some point, maybe today before your press conference, you thought, okay, we played some good football at some points in the game.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing you're looking for, hey, are you playing with effort and all those things, right? That's the first thing. So I always look at that. Are we playing hard? Because it's one of our key tenets of our program is the effort that we play with. And so that was a check. So all right, you felt good there. Are we playing with discipline? That wasn't a check, And so you go back and look. All right, why not? And then, when we end up with 11 penalties, we had, you had a couple. We had 2 on kickoff and 1 on. So you had 3 on special teams that are unforced, right? So you look, okay, now you're down to 8. We had a 12-man on the field on offense, which is on the coaches. That's on us. That's a foolish one. And so then you had a couple here or there on defense. But then you look at the unsportsmanlike and some of those. And those are the ones from a discipline standpoint that just really you get frustrated by. And 3 of those were the very last drive. We had 45 yards of penalties on the very last drive when we had some younger kids in and not living up. So, you come back and you work on those things you need to fix. But those are the 2 things you look at. And then I just go through the phases. Are we executing what we're called? And for the most part we did. We misfit some things defensively, gave up some big plays. Offensively, we don't execute a couple things and you end up punting or missing a kick or whatever it may be. But then the things that frustrate you, Coach, are just the unforced errors, like kicking it out of bounds and some of those things. Those are the things that you're like. I tell the team after the game, if we go out and I know we're playing our best and we get beat, I can live with that all day long. I don't like winning, not playing our best, because I think there's more. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad we won, but just living up to our standard. And so those are things you compare to as a coach. And I was upset after the game in my way, But you go back, you look at it, and there's some things that you did do well that we can build off of.
One of the penalties I want to ask you about, second half, DJ Geth, one of your offensive linemen, coming to the aid of Caden Salter, who I want to get your take on how much he was pushed out of bounds by the Campbell bench. And DJ's there just, hey, what he saw is what he saw, and I'm going to protect my quarterback even if it means a penalty. And you guys took him out, you talked to him, and at that point you were conversating with the officials about whether or not what you saw. What did you see on that particular play?
Yeah, and it's you want your lineman to protect your quarterback. Now, what you tell them is don't go over there and push somebody. You just go over there and get in their face, and then the referee's not going to say nothing. You go push somebody, then it's going to be. What I was more frustrated about, that it was a legit tackle, but they drug him down to about 4 yards out of bounds and drug him there almost like a horse collar. And then the very next play, after the penalty, the very next play, they tackled him and turned his ankle. And my whole thing from an official standpoint is you're supposed to protect the quarterback. The quarterback is what makes football go. That's what people pay to see, right? In any level. And so I was a little, forcible, just saying that their job is to protect the quarterback, and it shouldn't be my O-lineman's job to do that, And so those are things I don't fault DJ for why he did it. I fought him for how he went about it. Right. And those are things that a young guy, first time playing, that you learn from, and he'll learn from it. Thankfully, it didn't cost us. It cost us maybe a touchdown, right? And it did cost us overall. It didn't cost us the win. But those are things you learn from. But I thought they drug him down out of bounds when it was unnecessary, and then did it, not did it again, but went after him again a little bit there afterwards. And we got to protect our quarterback. We're
joined by head football coach at Liberty, Jamey Chadwell. The Flames 1-0 will head out on the road to play New Mexico State coming up on Saturday, 10:30. Eastern kickoff. We'll talk more about the Aggies coming up in a little bit. Do you want to go back to the crowd a minute, Jamey? 21,573, the 7th highest crowd in Williams Stadium history. When I got onto campus a couple of hours before we went on air, go to my office for a little bit, and I went into the indoor facility. And it took me a while to get in there. There was so many people in the Fan Fest. What was it like during that team walk when you guys got on the campus on Saturday?
Well, obviously it was special. You don't know the first time. Everybody's excited about the first game of the year, but then weather's coming and all these things, and you don't know. But, the administration, our Flames Club, everybody did a fantastic job. Robert Goodman, they did a fantastic job of marketing and about this season, about our team, and for those many people to show up, it was an unbelievable experience. And the players that are new to us, part of the selling point is that we have an unbelievable fan base. They show up, and when they walk out and they saw that, they were all taken back. Especially, like I said, when they came back too. A lot of people came back, which was great to see. And it's a special deal. It's a special place. We don't take that for granted. I know our coaches don't, and majority of our players don't either.
Right. Speaking of the weather delay, we knew it was a potential looking at the forecast leading into Saturday, and we did have lightning within 8 miles of the stadium late in the first half. How do you prepare for that? What did you guys do when you went in? And luckily it was only 30-plus minutes and you came back out.
Yeah, you knew it was leading up to it, so one, you just go through your plan, all right? And the plan is, hey, we're going to go in the locker room, take your shoulder pads off, relax, eat something. We'll give you a warning of like, hey, every time there's a lightning strike, we'll tell you, hey, it's another 30 minutes.
Yeah.
If we don't tell you, we'll come in and give you a 10-minute warning so you can get everything ready to go. We don't want them sitting there just focused the whole time because you don't know how long you're going to be focused. So we say, hey, just relax, do what you need to do, and then when we give you the go, hey, it's time to turn back on. And like it was basically a little extended halftime, and then you get the other halftime right afterward. But it was a good opportunity for us now. Now that you have those tablets, you basically can go through the whole, and I'm sure they were doing the same thing. You can go through the whole thing, so it gives you an idea to really work on some things and go through some of that stuff. So it's not something you hope you don't have to go through, but that's I think my third one that I've been through as a coach, and this was by far the shortest one, so that was a good thing. But more just relax, and we're not in the locker room with them, but I'm sure they got on their phones and checking messages and all those different things. But what we learned through the other situations is you can't make them focus for a time frame that you don't know how long it's going to take.
Okay.
So for us, hey, once we give you the go, let's lock back in.
You mentioned, Jamey, a couple of seconds ago, of the tablets, which teams can now use on the sideline. And I also want to get an update on the coach-to-player communication and the helmets. How did those two nuances go that are new to college football this fall?
Yeah, I think that the coach to the player was fine. We were able to, tell Caden some certain things, or Ryan, or even Nate when we're in there, whether it was checks or whatever it may be. That worked great, and I think that really helped us. And the tablets are a good thing. I think what we noticed though is you can get consumed by them. I know there was one drive where I'm on it. Defense is out there, and I'm looking through some of that stuff offensively, and I need to be paying attention to what's going on out there. And so I learned that, hey, I need to put it away a little bit because you might lose it when you need to take a timeout or something of that nature. And also I think our players, because they all want to watch themselves, they want to sit and watch it, and they can watch the whole drop or whatever, and we need our team encouraging the unit that's out there on the field. So there's some things we noticed for it. So there's some great stuff for it, but also at least in the first game, I think it took away some of that cheering on your teammates and some of those things because they have access to the whole game, right? And if you're over there for 10 minutes, you can watch the whole game. And so one of the things that we noticed that, hopefully we're going to have a set, almost like a set time. Hey, watch what you need to watch, and let's go up and cheer on our guys.
How about the 2-minute timeouts that have been implemented at the end of the second and the fourth quarter? Any effects from that from Saturday?
For me, I think I made I made plenty of mistakes, obviously, but there was one specifically based off 2-minute. After going back, it was there the second quarter.
Okay.
It was 17-10 after that. It might have not been 17-10, might have been 10-10. And it's 2 minutes and 11 seconds left, and 12 seconds left. They run the ball, we tackle them, and there's 9 seconds left. I probably could have took a timeout there instead of letting it run down to the 2-minute and still had 2 timeouts left counting the 2-minute.
Okay.
And cost ourselves 9 seconds, 10 seconds, which in a 2-minute drive is a big deal. Now, we ended up scoring on that 2-minute drive, but as soon as it happened, and I caught myself, I said I probably should have took a timeout right there. And so I'm learning through that myself because not something you normally think about, but that was a situation where I probably could have and saved our team some time in case we needed that in a 2-minute situation. So that's still a learning process. But the only thing I think is that like the 2-minute warning there at the fourth quarter, the game's over. And you get another timeout.
Let's get the clock going.
It extends it for another. And so that sometimes I think is the challenging piece of it. But we're living and learning.
We are, and we're at Mellow Mushroom tonight doing the exact same thing with the head coach, Jamey Chadwell. We'll take our first break here. When we come back, we'll focus in on some nuances offensively, defensively, special teams from the win over Campbell. And soon to come after that, we'll be hearing post-game reaction from Trayon Sibley and Taylor Jackson. This is the Liberty Football Show at Mellow Mushroom, brought to you by Freedom First Credit Union from Van Wagner.
What's important isn't that Freedom First has been in business since 1856. What's what's important is how we've been doing business since 1956. Since day one, we have been accountable to our members, not stockholders. We make loans that cost less, offer savings plans that pay more, and give back to our community, and that hasn't changed. What has changed is our ability to serve you with more locations and more technology to simplify your financial life. Freedom First. It's a place where anyone in our region can bank for good.
This August is Lynchburg Nissan's 27th anniversary. To celebrate, we're offering amazing and limited time savings. Save over $4,000 off MSRP on all 2024 Rogues in stock. These hot anniversary deals won't last long. Don't miss your chance to drive home in a brand new Rogue for less. Visit Lynchburg Nissan today, where 27 years of local service and community trust bring you the best deals of the year. Hurry, these savings end soon. Visit us online at lynchburgnissan.com.
You're listening to the Liberty Flames Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Turn up the heat. Foster Fuels is a proud partner of Liberty Athletics. Fostering warm moments for 100 years, Foster has been providing exceptional propane and gas services throughout Central Virginia and surrounding areas. From propane to fireplaces and tank installs to tankless water heaters, Foster does it all. Visit fosterfuels.com or download the app to order fuel, pay your bill, and more. Get the customer service you deserve and turn up the heat with Foster Fuels in the Liberty Flames.
Earthlight Mid-Atlantic, your trusted solar and energy efficiency experts. With a focus on honesty, education, and excellence, they light the way to savings, home comfort, and a greener future. Educating homeowners about the power of solar and energy efficiency is their winning game plan. Give Earthlight Mid-Atlantic a call today at 434-200-9716 or visit erepower.com.
Welcome back to the Liberty Flames Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Have a question or comment for one of our guests? Email lfsn@liberty.edu or post a message at LFSN Radio on X, formerly known as Twitter. Now, once again, here's the voice of the Flames, Alan York.
Moving right along on this Tuesday night from Mellow Mushroom in Lynchburg. The Liberty Football Show, Jamey Chadwell on the air, presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Really great crowd on hand tonight. Mellow Mushroom. I see a lot of pizza, a lot of soda pops being consumed, and pretzel bites as well. Come on out to Mellow Mushroom. Great food and great Flames camaraderie as well. Joined by the head coach, Jamey Chadwell. Coach, what do you got?
It looks like Terry's got something besides a Coke over there. What do you got, Terry?
I see some is that artichoke dip or something. I mean, they run the gamut here. Bobby and his staff have done a great job the last couple of years with the show. It continues to grow. We've added some more tables here tonight, and look forward to a great crowd here. Each and every week we'll be here till 7 o'clock. Most Tuesdays, they shift to Thursday in October with our midweek on the mountain. All right, Coach, I want to talk a little bit about the game on Saturday, 41-24 win over Campbell. I want to talk about your Flames of the Week, which we do each and every show. We'll start offensively with Eric Smith. How did he win that last week?
So Eric gave us a great look all through fall camp and leading up to the game. He unfortunately is going to had shoulder surgery, and so he's going to be out for the season. He got hurt in one of our scrimmages, but he kept practicing all the way up to the day before his surgery. Unbelievable young man. Was a wide receiver from here in Virginia, and man, he gave our defense a great look all week, and he did it on special teams, but specifically defensively, he did a great job.
Speaking of defensively, your Flame of the Week, Seneca Moore.
Yeah, Seneca is a linebacker, and we play him at linebacker and some rush in. He gave our guys a great look, playing hard, rushing the quarterback and doing the things there. He also is having shoulder surgery, so he's getting ready to have shoulder surgery. So his is coming up here soon. And so another guy, a young kid that we signed that's going to be a really, really good player. But we're excited about him. But he gave us a fantastic look.
Special teams, Jalen Belford.
Yeah, Jalen, what's awesome about Jalen actually played at LCA here in town.
Yep.
And has been a show team player for us a bunch. But he earned the award because he was on two teams, different teams, and giving us looks and going after our punt team. And he did so well. He only got this award, but he did so well. He earned a starting position on our punt block team. And he was out on the field for the big return that Brylan had during the game. And really proud of him. He's just put his head down and kept working, and he's earned a role for our team, and really proud of him. And all three of those guys did a great job.
So those are the Flames of the week. We'll get to the players of the week in a minute. Liberty on Saturday against Campbell, 533 yards of offense. Really good splits, 279 rushing, 254 passing. Liberty, one of 24 teams in the country with over 500 yards of offense in their first game. 3 teams went over 700 yards, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and NIU. So offensively, looked like you picked up right where you left off last year, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, we did have some good balance, which was great. I thought we we moved the ball really well. We had the drive there where we missed a pass on third down, so for a field goal, and we missed it. And then we're driving again there in the first half, and we fumble. The ball slips out of the quarterback's hands. Besides that, I mean, you move it up and down the field. I think we had one drive there in the third quarter where we had the ball and we had a drop pass and ended up having to punt on that drive. Besides that, I think we scored on every drive. And they were self-inflicted. So I thought we had a good plan. I thought we moved well. There's some things that we missed that you'd like to have, but. As a coach, you want to score every time you're out there, especially offensive coach. You feel like you should, right? And so there's some things that we left out there. But I was pleased with the balance. I thought our guys played hard, and there's some things you definitely got to clean up. But for a first game and using a lot of different people, and then also when our starting tackle got hurt early in the game, having to throw people in or there. I mean, that was some challenge, but those guys handled it. We messed some things up, but we're able to overcome that. Now we have to be better. If we're going to, win in our league, we have to be better than what we were. And I'm not talking statistically, per se, but just cleaning those things up. But you can't complain about most of that stuff.
You talk about shifting things around. Aaron Fenimore made his first career start, redshirt freshman. And John Paul Flores, you missed him last week. He got injured a little bit early, but shifting things around last second, seemingly, how did that go for that offensive line group?
Yeah, I thought it was solid. We lost JP earlier in the week there, and so you bump Aaron up and Jordan White to guard, and so you got a good 2 weeks there before the first game to work on that stuff, and then in the I don't know, second or third series, Xavier Gray, goes out. And so now you got to move Jack Tucker to right tackle, and you got to move Jordan Hall in, who, we brought Jordan in to help us in that position. He got thrown right in there, and he's still overcoming an injury. But I thought they handled it well. The biggest challenge up there is the chemistry working together. And as we know, the teams we'll be playing going forward will be way better. But I thought they handled that well. There's a lot of challenges, and Campbell gave us a lot of different things that we had to adjust to, and we did some good things there, some things that we need to be better on. But we'll improve there. We'll definitely improve if we can get Xavier back and we can get JP back, because then now you're building that depth you need, right?
No
you're
doubt.
Building that depth. So we had to move Harry Hayes to tackle. DJ Geth came in, played some guard, which was good, and. I tell people all the time, that's the challenge in today's world, is you don't have time to develop your freshmen because you lose guys in portal or whatever it may be. You need to bring guys in that can play, and sometimes you bring guys in and they're just not necessarily ready because you can't get them in a spring. Like DJ Geth, if we'd have had in a spring, DJ Geth's going to be an all-conference player by the time he leaves here. If we had him in the spring to develop that. If we had a Jordan Hall in the spring to develop that, you feel so much better. That's just the way it is, and so you have to speed up that development. And sometimes freshmen or younger guys just aren't ready. O-line's the hardest position to play in football, and sometimes those guys aren't ready. But the way college football is nowadays, they have to be ready. And so we're fighting through it, like I'm sure a lot of people are, and we got to keep those guys going.
Quentin Cooley, Billy Lucas, 2 of your running backs had almost the rushes split right down the middle. Quentin, 110 yards. Billy, I thought, had one of his better games at Liberty Flames, was 78. I know you don't draw it up exactly to have 16 and 17 rushes apiece, but that worked out pretty well for you on Saturday.
It did. It kept them fresh, kept them running hard. It was a good 1-2 punch. We got to develop a third one. We got to develop a third guy there that can take some of that. But I was pleased. I thought Billy's healthy. We were our strength staff and our training staff did a really nice job of keeping him healthy and making sure he was ready to go for games. And I thought he ran with more confidence Saturday than he maybe did all of last year, just on his knees and some of those things. And so if we can get that type of production out of those guys, develop a third there, you feel really good about your running backs and being able to move the ball.
Coach, you got a number of questions in fall practice about who can be that Aaron Bedgood. You probably don't have an answer through game one, but more practices have transpired since those questions from the media. Who are some of those guys that you like to figure in that type of role?
Well, you hope a Von Blue can continue to develop. Von's really good in the backfield as far as running. We got to develop some of the skills out of the backfield like Aaron had. Hoping a Juju Gray, who got banged up in the game. He didn't play as much as we wanted to. He got hurt, and we had to limit him. He's somebody you hope that can to get to that point. And then a Darius Copeland, those guys. Those are the three that we have on our roster now that you hope they can continue to develop that. You saw Darius do some good things with the ball in his hands. We gotta continue to get him experience so he can trust when he goes and does some of that other stuff from the backfield. So we got some work to do at that point. I think they're on the team. We just got to get them more experience at those things so they're confident in doing it.
Caden Salter, 16 for 23, 242 yards passing, couple of touchdowns. 8 different receivers caught balls on Saturday, led by Trayon Sibley, career high 5 catches for 109, 70-yard touchdown. He was in open space and made it work there. Used some muscle there by the pylon. A good play.
Oh, it was a great play. I mean, he caught the ball, and then the guy hits him in the back. The other guy hits him the other way, and he just took it off, bounced off, and then he showed some great speed, to get in the end zone and be strong. I mean, that was a huge play. I think it's 10 to 10 at that time frame, and that's right before halftime. Coming off the lightning delay, we get the field goal there, and that was a huge play. Gave us some momentum going in the locker room, and then from that point forward, I think we outscored them, whatever it was, 31-14 or something, whatever it may have been. And so, but that was a big play because you felt like you're in control of that game, but you're looking up and it's 10 to 10, and we needed a big play. We needed to score because we knew we were getting the ball coming out of the locker room. So I felt good. Hey, we knew what they were doing to us by the second quarter. We just needed to clean it up a little bit, and so we felt like we could come out and do well in the second half, which we did. But we needed a big play right there, and that was a huge one. And I think that gave us all the momentum going forward. I think there was 2 plays in my opinion that were really turning points. That was one, but I think early in the game we gave up that big long run, and Dexter Ricks, number 20, ran him down. Yeah. And we created an award this year. It's not necessarily going to be every week, but we call it the Strike the Stone Award, and it's a hammer. Okay. And we gave that to him because that's the type of effort and type of belief that you need to have. Is it looked like it was, they were going to score, and he came from that whole other side and just showed unbelievable effort. And that's the type of mentality you want to have. And I thought that was a big play because that kept them to 3 points.
It did.
That they score there. Who knows what happens?
We referenced Don Beebe on that. Do you remember that play from the Super Bowl?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Chased down Leon Lay.
He sure did.
Cost a lot of people a lot of money.
Joined by head coach Jamey Chadwell. We're going to let him go here in just a second. Then we'll bring him back up towards the end of the show. Colin Carhue had a couple of field goals for you. That was good to see him kick it through the goalpost. Defensively, you hold Campbell to 310 yards. I thought of Corey Jones on the opening kickoff, just set the tone physically for your group. I mean, he lowered the boom on their return guy, V.J. Wilkins. And he, as you mentioned today in your press conference, he won a couple of Players of the Week internally on your team.
He
did,
week. Yeah. So we give out an offensive. We do mentions guys that did well offensively, defensive, and special teams, and then we have a Player of the Game on all 3 phases. And he was our Player Game defense. He played, I think, 40-something snaps, graded out. 90, 80-something, really high, tackled well. But from a special team standpoint, he's a starter, I think, on 3 special teams. So he's playing a great amount of defense and he's playing, on a starter on 2 or 3 special teams, and he graded out the highest. And so, really proud of him. But he set the tone, and in all areas, he did a fantastic job. And the thing about a Corey that you love is he just does his job. He don't say that, don't get in there. He just does what he's supposed to do. He's where he's supposed to be. He's trustworthy, and you love guys like that. And he's performing at a high level, which was good to see, And that's not often that you get somebody that wins both those awards, and so that's hard to do. So that tells you he played pretty well. And just going back to the defense in general, if you look statistically, 300 yards in today's world that's hard to do in college. The offenses, college football is geared to score points. So I thought we did well there. Only 116 yards rushing, which was really good, except we gave up 64 on one. If you look at that, take that out, you're thinking you're really good. Where we have to improve, our missed tackles. We gave up some big plays on missed tackles. We had 3 huge plays. That was the run that gave them some points. And the number 8 receiver, who's a good player there, we missed him on a third down. We missed him on another down where he made some big plays that allowed them to score. And that's part of the game. But if we can tackle better, which I expect to happen going in the next week, then you're feeling really good about how you played that whole game there. No doubt. So I still believe we're gonna be better there. We just got to improve some of our mentality as far as not filling the game out and coming to get it right away.
All right, Coach, we'll let you go for a couple minutes. We'll bring you back here in about 25 or so. We'll talk about New Mexico State. Enjoy your dinner.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, take Coach Jamey Chadwell leading us off here with our weekly radio show here at Mellow Mushroom in Lynchburg, Liberty at New Mexico State. Game number 2, 10:30 kickoff Eastern, 8:30 out there in Las Cruces. ESPN2 will cover the TV. We'll be there with our statewide Journey Network with all of our crew, including Jason Porter, Jamie Hall make the trip, Cody Whitman. Here, he might sign an autograph or 2 tonight. Never know if you want one from our engineer. And Nick Pierce will be there on the sidelines for us, painting the picture on Saturday nights. We'll bring Coach Chadwell back up here in about 25 minutes or so to talk about the Aggies, who are 1-0 on the year. They got a new head coach, Tony Sanchez, not new to the team, as he replaces Jerry Kill, who resigned after a couple of years. They were 10-5 last year. 2 of their 5 losses to whom? The Liberty Flames, including in the Conference USA Championship. And they went to a bowl last year. They've gone to back-to-back bowls for the first time in school history. And they are 1-0 as well after a 23-16 win over Southeast Missouri. So we'll talk more about the Aggies here in just a little bit when we come back after our break. We'll hear some radio calls from Saturday's win over Campbell and hear the post-game reaction from Treyon Sibley, wide receiver, and Taylor Jackson, linebacker for Liberty. And this is the Liberty Football Show with head coach Jamey Chadwell from Mellow Mushroom, presented by Freedom First Credit Union.
At Carter Bank and Trust, we believe in a life lived full of plans, promise, and continuous growth. It's why our checking and savings accounts make it easy for you to earn high interest on your balance, so your money grows faster, all backed with the digital banking tools you need, so there's nothing holding you back from living life to the fullest. Open your new Carter Bank checking or savings account online in minutes at cbtcares.org or visit your local branch. We are Carter Bank, the preferred community bank of Liberty Athletics, member FDIC.
Curious about the Central Virginia housing market? Carl Miller Realty are your caring, competent, trusted advisors for real estate sales in Central Virginia. With over 100 years of combined experience, they are committed to helping clients make informed housing decisions. For a winning game plan and to discover the value of your home, visit carlmillerrealty.com to make your next move a slam dunk.
You're listening to the Liberty Flames Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Thompson Brooks Insurance has been serving Virginia for over 40 years, helping individuals and businesses with their insurance and investment needs. The team at Thompson Brooks is experienced in understanding life and health insurance, Medicare, and retirement planning. Thompson Brooks Insurance can be reached at 434-385-8500 or online at thompsonbrooksinsurance.com. Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow.
Century Exteriors offers exterior home renovations, including but not limited to gutters, roofing, siding, home additions, and much more. Century Exteriors makes the process seamless. Call 434-239-6722 for a free on-site estimate or visit centuryexteriors.com and Century Exteriors on Facebook and Instagram. Century Exteriors is a proud supporter of Liberty Flames Athletics.
Welcome back to the Liberty Flames Football Show presented by Freedom First Credit Union on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Have a question or comment for one of our guests? Email lfsn@liberty.edu or post a message at LFSN Radio on X, formerly known as Twitter. Now, once again, here's the voice of the Flames, Alan York.
Welcome back inside Mellow Mushroom tonight for our Liberty Football Show with head coach Jamey Chadwell. We'll be here till 7 o'clock or so talking Liberty football. The Flames 1-0 after their 41-24 win over Campbell on Saturday. Again, the crowd was just magnificent. 21,573, the seventh highest in Williams Stadium history. Going to be even higher than that in 2 weeks when Liberty hosts UTEP at 6 o'clock. Back home. But first off, Liberty's going to be at New Mexico State on Saturday for a 10:30 Eastern kickoff. It'll be 8:30 there in Las Cruces. Game televised on ESPN2, so national television audience and our worldwide audience on the radio on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. I want to thank Freedom First Credit Union for their support of this radio show. They're the presenting sponsor of our football show with head coach Jamey Chadwell, who we'll hear from coming up in just a couple of more minutes. He led off the show with us. We reviewed the Campbell win, talked about some superlatives from his team, and coming up towards 7 o'clock, we'll have Coach back on as we talk about New Mexico State. Do want to revisit Saturday just a little bit. We'll have some radio calls coming up here from that win over Campbell, plus post-game reaction from wide receiver Trayon Sibley, who had a career-high 5 catches for 109 yards, including a 70-yard touchdown run, which you will hear in just a minute. And Taylor Jackson, transfer in from East Carolina, starting linebacker, tied his career high with 7 tackles. So we'll go back and revisit the win against Campbell on Saturday.
So it's first and goal for Liberty at the 6, just inside the left hash mark. Down to our right. Cooley to the left hip of Salter. On first and goal. Snap to Salter, hands off to Cooley, runs to his right, towards the end zone, and he's in. Right down the right hash mark and light him up. Touchdown, Liberty.
Great job by Quentin Cooley. Once again, kind of ran to the back of his own offensive lineman and bounced around to the outside for the 6.
First down, 10 for Liberty. Snap back to Salter, and the pocket, left hash. Throwing right side, catch made by Sibley, breaks a tackle at the 50, Sibley on the run, 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, pile on, give it to us, there it is, light them up, touchdown Liberty. Trayon Sibley breaks a tackle at midfield and uses his speed to get in the end zone.
Speed and strength on full display there by Sibley. Beautiful job, yards after contact to make that run down the sideline.
Third down and goal from the 2, right between the hash marks. The blue-cladded Flames to the ball. Number 61, Aaron Fenimore, making his first career start. Catcher's stance as he points out the formation for the offensive line. Snap back to Salter on third and goal. They fake it, they throw it, end zone, and it's caught. Bentley Henshaw, the tight end, in the left flat. He coasts in the end zone. Light him up. Touchdown, Liberty.
Beautiful fake by K-Salt to get the defense to jump on that. And easy pitch and catch to the end zone.
Career touchdown catch number 8 for Henshaw. Last year was top 10 of the NCAA. Third down and goal from the 5, the north end zone to our right. In motion goes Reese Smith to the left. Handoff to Lucas up the middle, breaks a tackle, and he's into the end zone. Light him up. Touchdown, Liberty. Billy Lucas, his first touchdown of the year. And it's 33-17 Liberty, 8:22 left in the ball game.
First and goal from the 6. Snap to Berger. And he'll keep it himself up the middle. They'll dance in, light him up. Touchdown, Liberty. Ryan Berger. His first career rushing touchdown. And the Flames added their lead with 4:10 left in the fourth, 40-17.
And look who's first one over on the sideline to greet Berger and congratulate him is K-Salt.
And game 1 is in the books. Final score from Liberty in Lynchburg, Virginia. Liberty 41, Campbell 24. Where are the backflips? Where are the back tucks? Bentley Henshaw just took a spill, chest bumping with TJ Bush. Come on, Bentley, you're a veteran. Oh, well, we'll give Bentley a hard time when they play next week.
That's right.
41-24, Liberty wins it. We are going to iron things out and get ready for the Coca-Cola postgame show. Liberty goes to 1-0, 41-24 win over Campbell. The Flames will go to New Mexico State next week.
Trey, on some career highs for you tonight. The touchdown catch towards the end of the first half, I believe it was, right before you were able to take the lead. Take me back through that play. How big of a momentum shift was that for you guys?
Man, it was a huge momentum shift. You know, we didn't start how we planned to, so, you know, we were just trying to pick up the pace, and we got a break right there.
As the game went on, did you and Caden start to kind of click and just kind of get on the same page a little bit?
Oh, yeah, for sure. We, you know, opened up the offense a little bit, you know, got the spread going a little bit, you know, a couple good things going, just momentum.
Been here quite a while. You paid your dues here. I mean, you were on the team in 2021 when Campbell came here last time. Now it kind of feels like you're having your moment as the lead receiver on this team. You had the most targets tonight. Kind of how was your journey here at Liberty? Kind of prepared you for where you're at today. I mean, you had the great. You shed both those tackles and beat the defense for the touchdown. How do you feel like the first 4 years of your career has prepared you for now?
Yeah, I mean, it's prepared me for sure. You know, I started off my career just strictly special teams. So, you know, I've been staying down and, just keeping my head straight on the narrow path, you know, just waiting on my chance, and I'm just taking full advantage of it.
You feel like, obviously, you've been with Salter now for a few years. You feel like that has been maybe something that sets you apart from the rest of the receivers in the group, that chemistry that you have?
Yeah, for sure.
How special is it to have it with a guy like him?
Yeah, you know, his arm strength is incredible, you know, and like the plays that he make and the chemistry that we do have from the past years. You know, we've built a close bond over the past years. You know, we stay in the hotel with each other in the hotel and everything, you know, so we're just trying to, click and just keep clicking.
There were 7 wide receivers who saw the field tonight. You were one of them. You had the most yards, most catches, and a touchdown catch. But do you think there's competition for snaps and everyone trying to push each other?
Oh, yeah, for sure. We have so much talent in the room, you know, and just, everybody can't always have the shine at once. So, when your number's called, I promise that my teammates will answer.
Treyon, is it good to kind of get the first game under your belt a little bit and come out with a win? And, a lot of new faces, especially on the offensive side, on the offensive line, the receivers. It's good to kind of get that game under your belt, your first one, and you can improve from here.
Yeah, we didn't start how we wanted to, but we finished pretty well, and just, we just got to keep building on this moment. We had a lot of penalties out there that we have to correct, so there's a lot to go back to the drawing boards for. So coming out Monday, we're going to be prepared to make those corrections to keep moving forward.
Did you learn anything about yourselves tonight, offensively or just as a team as a whole? I mean, a lot of key faces back, but a lot of newcomers as well.
We learned that Liberty versus Liberty, so we just got to keep answering and just keep flip the script and just play the next play, when things don't go our way. And I feel like we did answer well, like it could have went one or two ways coming out of halftime, and I feel like we answered the bell the right way.
You had the unique weather delay there for a little bit. It was about 30 minutes, maybe a little bit more. You went into that down 10-7. What was something maybe Coach said to you guys? What was that kind of whole time like for y'all back in the locker room?
Yeah, so we went back to the locker room and we just were motivating each other, just picking each other up. Like, we got to pick it up. Like, we got to come out and start fast.
Can you talk about Caden? It felt like he was really extending the plays tonight. Does that make your job easier as a wide receiver?
Oh, yeah, definitely, especially when he gets out of the pocket. He's really elusive. So, we practice the scramble drill a lot, so for those moments just like that.
Taylor, first game in a Liberty uniform tonight. What was the experience just running through the tunnel, first of all, and coming out here with your new teammates?
Yeah, it was just a great experience. You know, I was just talking last week, I think it was a week or two ago when I did meet with me and Tyson Mobley. We were just talking about, you know, having the experience, having the chance to just run out as one team. You know, we've been going back and forth at each other, so it just felt great going out as a team, one unit, and just playing together and playing Liberty football. So it felt amazing.
So it felt like you were out there making a lot of tackles, just running around, blind. Did you feel free playing out there in the scheme of the defense?
Yeah, yes, sir. I just want to go back and just thanks Coach. It's just the Coach Krantz, Coach Lynham, Coach Teddy, Gallagher, just, you know, thanking them for just allowing me to, you know, help me in the off season, learn the plays, learn the playbook. So it's just running smooth for me now.
A few busted plays tonight, some big plays given up by the defense. Overall, how would you assess collectively how the unit played tonight, and where are some areas you guys can get better?
I feel as though as a defensive unit we played okay. I feel as though if I had to rate 1 out of 10, I would give us a solid 6.5, 7. But I feel as though it's way more to improve on, and we're just going to keep running to the ball and getting better, and we go back and watch film Monday, so we'll be ready for next week.
I don't recall if you were on the field for that play, but that early run they broke down into inside the 10-yard line. Were you able to see, was that a misassignment, or they just made a nice play?
That was just us, Liberty being Liberty. That's something that we don't like to do often. So, I mean, as far as that play, we're going to get it corrected and get it fixed and move on to the next.
No sacks tonight, but you guys were really effective against the run and got a lot of pressures on the quarterback. Can you talk about playing in this defensive unit?
Yeah, it's just a great feeling playing in this defensive scheme and defensive unit, just playing with those guys around me. You know, they just bring life every day and just bring energy and just, you know, it's fun going out there and play with those guys, especially the brotherhood that we have here.
Slightly different from a defensive perspective, but Coach mentioned that guys are out there were trying to win the game on every single play. Is that something you felt like was going on defense and maybe allowed some of those explosive plays?
No, honestly, I felt as though defensively we just, you know, just going back to Liberty being Liberty, I felt as though it was just things that we did that we have to correct and we will correct and have it right for next week, so we'll be fine on that end.
How different was it having the tablets out there?
Yeah.
That's live video as you guys are like scrubbing back and looking at things. And was that helpful? Was it too much to digest, or was it helpful for you?
No, it was great. Honestly, it was a great feeling just knowing, like, for example, like the play that bust early in the game, we got to correct it right then and there as soon as we came to the sideline. So it's great to have out there. It's great to just see, you know, when you come out the field, see the plays that you got to correct and get it fixed and just in-game adjustments, honestly.
You were one of the linebackers with the comms device too, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that helpful?
Yeah, definitely. Just, you know, talking to Coach Krantz and just talking to those guys and just hearing them, hearing their opinion on what they feel as though is coming is great and just helps us out even more, especially being the leader on the defense, you know, being able to communicate with those guys out there.
So it's first and goal.
You've been listening to
Welcome back inside Mellow Mushroom live here tonight as we talk Liberty Flames football. The Flames 1-0 after their win over Campbell 41-24. What you just heard, some of the radio highlights from the game on Saturday, plus post-game reaction from wide receiver Treyon Sibley and linebacker Taylor Jackson. We'll take our next and final break of our show. And really great crowd on hand, including the Osterbein family who's in the back there enjoying the pizza. Yeah, pump of the fist there. A lot of Liberty fans here in the house. And for those that want to ask Coach a question, open mic night coming up next in our next segment. Kathy Hudson calling out just a few feet people. Carrie Wren maybe might have a question. I don't know, but a lot of great fans here in the house as we talk Liberty Flames football. We'll also get a thought or two on New Mexico State, the next opponent for Saturday, and the Liberty Flames. All right, that break's coming up right now. This is Liberty Football from Van Wagner.
At Carter Bank & Trust, we believe in a life lived full of plans, promise, and continuous growth. It's why our checking and savings accounts make it easy for you to earn high interest on your balance, so your money grows faster, all backed with the digital banking tools you need, so there's nothing holding you back from living life to the fullest. Open your new Carter Bank checking or savings account online in minutes at cbtcares.org or visit your local branch. We are Carter Bank, the preferred community bank of Liberty Athletics, member FDIC.
Curious about the Central Virginia housing market? Carl Miller Realty are your caring, competent, trusted advisors for real estate sales in Central Virginia. With over 100 years of combined experience, they are committed to helping clients make informed housing decisions. For a winning game plan and to discover the value of your home, visit carlmillerrealty.com to make your next move a slam dunk.
You're listening to the Liberty Flames Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Thompson Brooks Insurance has been serving Virginia for over 40 years, helping individuals and businesses with their insurance and investment needs. The team at Thompson Brooks is experienced in understanding life and health insurance, Medicare, and retirement planning. Thompson Brooks Insurance can be reached at 434-385-8500 or online at thompsonbrooksinsurance.com. Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow.
Century Exteriors offers exterior home renovations, including but not limited to gutters, roofing, siding, home additions, and much more. Century Exteriors makes the process seamless. Call 434-239-6722 for a free on-site estimate or visit centuryexteriors.com and Century Exteriors on Facebook and Instagram. Century Exteriors is a proud supporter of Liberty Flames Athletics.
Welcome back to the Liberty Flames Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Have a question or comment for one of our guests? Email lfsn@liberty.edu or post a message at LFSN Radio on X, formerly known as Twitter. Now, once again, here's the voice of the Flames, Alan York.
Final few minutes on our weekly radio show as we talk Liberty Flames football. Great crowd on hand here at Mellow Mushroom. Want to thank Freedom First Credit Union for being our presenting sponsor of our show. We'll be right back here next Tuesday, 6 o'clock, to preview the UTEP game and recap the New Mexico State game, which is next up for Liberty. And if you have a question for Coach, now's your time to come up to the microphone here and get your question in. All right, Coach, back at it here with us on the show. Thanks for coming back up here. How was the dinner tonight?
Excellent as always.
Yeah, all right. All right, New Mexico State want to know, conference game, regardless of who it is, but a lot of, just good feel energy after you beat them twice last year. But 2024, new team for Liberty, new team for the Aggies. They've got some new coaches. What are you expecting coming up on Saturday?
Well, I think one, anytime you're in conference, especially the first one, everybody wants to get off to the first start they can, best start they can, right? So I know it's going to be a very intense game. Obviously, you're going into somewhere that is a challenging place to play. From an altitude standpoint, from their student bodies right up against you. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we're kicking off at Old Dark 30, so a lot of challenging going out there. From a just an environment standpoint. Yeah. And so we're going to have to be really focused, really disciplined. We're going to have to play better, than we showed. But we also know from everything, once you're in the conference, it ratchets up, and we got to be ready to go on that.
After your press conference today, we had a Corey Jones and Jordan White, offensive lineman, defensive backup, and mind-wise, it looked like they were locked in for this game. And the media were asking them about, turning the page to conference games, and Jordan White said this team knows what it's up against. And as you said earlier in the summer, we're chasing something. We're not defending the championship, but we're chasing it. And game one is on Saturday. Have you sensed your team being ready from a just energy standpoint the first couple of days you prep for it?
Yeah, I think they know, obviously, that this counts bigger than the first one, right? They're all important, but once you're in a conference play, our whole thing is that we get 12 opportunities. That's it, and you have to earn the 13th or hopefully the 14th or more, right? Yeah. And to earn that, that conference championship thing, you got to do well in conference. So our guys understand that, and our challenge as coaches is just making sure that we're consistent with the focus that we need. Not, hey, let's have a great Tuesday practice and then we'll just go through it. We've got to consistently grow each and every day so we can go play our best. We're pursuing Liberty's best, right? That's what we're saying. Our best every time we go out. And I've told our team, share with them several times, if we're playing our best, I'll put us up against a lot of people in this country. I will. Yep. But it's about us playing our best consistently, doing that, a bunch. And that's what we're going to have to do on the road at a tough place. With you beat a team last year twice, and they were the darlings of college football, for a long time, and you're able to win those. So there's obviously they want to be 1-0, but also there's I'm sure, and on their mind, a little bit of revenge. Hey, let's go take back something that we took. And so we got to be ready to go.
All right, Coach, we're going to go in-house here. We have a question for one of the fans. Let us know what your name is and then your question.
Hey, I'm George. Good to talk to you again, Coach.
Yes, George.
I know you're probably tired of talking about it. I could sense your frustration the other night for the unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. And I appreciate what you said, that that's on me and, kind of the buck stops here. I appreciate that accountability. My question is, I've been thinking about it this week, not ever having been a football coach. As a head coach, what does that look like to clean that up? I mean, are there steps that need to be taken to do that, or how do you do that?
Well, that's a great question. I think one, it's more so why did they happen? So you go back and say, hey, well, why did this happen? Was it somebody playing extremely hard? Was it like a DJ Geth who's protecting his quarterback, who you can fix, or was it something that was malicious? That hey, somebody really did a selfish act. And so you go find those things out, and a couple of those were just selfish acts. People, young men saying, hey, I'm more important than the team, and making sure that's called out, that's brought to attention, whether that's from encouragement, whether that's from other ways, to making sure that those situations never happen again, because we talk all the time about football's an emotional game, but you can't allow your emotions to control yourself. And those young people that made those decisions, their emotions got the best of them, and it not only hurts them, it hurts us, and it embarrasses what we stand for. I'm a big on our standard that we play, and we're not going to be perfect, but when we do selfish things, and so making sure that we get that selfishness out and make it selfless, and so we went about that. And like I said, whether that's encouraging, or whether that's some other things that you do, or not playing, losing playing time, there's ways to get that. So that was. I believe we got our point across.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right,
Flames.
Flames. All right, thank you, George. All right, Coach, you mentioned the 10:30 kickoff Eastern, 8:30 out there in Las Cruces. Last couple of weeks, you've had some later practices to get acclimated to that the best you can. Mm-hmm. Have you seen a residual effect? I mean, I guess you started Saturday with a 6 o'clock kick against Campbell.
Yeah, I mean, we practice Thursday night later than we practice in the mornings, typically 8:30, 8:45 to 10:45ish. And so then last Thursday we practiced 8 o'clock, because we knew we were going to be playing during that time frame. And then Friday you're doing stuff a little bit later, and then obviously with the lightning delay we didn't get to know that game till about 10:30 or somewhere around there. So the kickoff of our game. So I don't know if you can get used to it, but we're doing everything we can to acclimate, to that. The challenge, I think once our players are there and their adrenaline will be going, the challenge is really going to be the coaches, truth be told, because if the way our hours go, you're there late, you're doing certain things, but you're there so early in the morning, we sort of crash out at certain times. I think it's going to be hard for us. We got to do our job as far as making sure we're focused and being able to because it's a 10:30 kick. That means at halftime, it's 12:30.
Right.
I've not stayed up 12:30 except last time I was out with Terry Falwell, and so.
That's great.
It's hard to do,
Yeah.
It's hard to do. So I think that'll be a challenge a little bit, but it won't be an excuse. We got to figure it out. That's why we're working on helping our team by doing that. We'll practice late Thursday night. We'll practice late Friday night out there. Actually, we'll practice at kickoff time. Just so we're used to that. And then obviously you got your Saturday. So hopefully doing that 3 days in a row, we'll be ready for that. And then the other challenges after you play it and you get back. You got a homecoming. You got a huge another conference game that people don't realize. That's what takes a lot out of you as well. So there's a lot of challenges that you face with that. And done that one time before, but it was Central Time. It wasn't Mountain Time,
right.
So it was only an hour difference. So not as big of a deal. This is hard. It'll be hard on the body. So we got to do a good job of getting our guys ready for that.
All right, Coach. Got one more question for the fans. Then we'll let you go here. If you can, just let us know your name. Turn the mic down there, and then you'll be on with Coach.
My name's Will, and my question is, what is it going to take to get to the college football playoffs?
Here at Liberty?
Yeah.
It's a good question. Well, you put me on the spot, buddy. Unfortunately, at any program, G5 wise, I mean, you have to run the table to have even a chance to do that. That means we have to win every game, and you got to win every game convincingly to do that. and that's hard to do. That's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of expectations, and so we've purposely not necessarily talked about that because I don't want our guys feeling a burden that they have to play perfect and play up to such a high level all the time that if any little thing they can't celebrate the wins. And so, but we have to play really well, have to win our games, have to win our conference championship, and then and then hope that some of these other teams that are perceived better than Liberty maybe falter a little bit.
All right.
I got a question for him. Are you in a play? Are you in a play this year? A play? Are you in some type of play?
Theater.
Yeah. Theater. Sorry, theater. What are you doing?
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid. Okay, good for you. Can you get to the playoffs in Little Mermaid?
No.
Can you get to New York, Broadway, doing this?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, what do you have to do to get there?
Hard work.
That's what we
Yes,
got to do.
sir.
That's what we got to do right there. Then. Thank you.
Thanks, Will.
Thank you.
All right, Coach, New Mexico State want to know. Give us a Cliff Notes on the Aggies, and we'll let you go.
Yeah, they were in a challenging game. They won that game there towards the end. What we saw was a very resilient, and they play hard. They've, I think, defensively, a lot of good players. Offensively, still trying to find their way. They lost, half of Vanderbilt's team's New Mexico State's team right now. So they've got, they've got half the Conference USA out there right now, and so they're finding their way there. But also, I think there's sometimes a little gamemanship goes on. Maybe you don't show as much as you want because you're playing a conference. So we know we're going to get some little bit different stuff. But it'll be a challenge, and for us, again, I say it all the time, we've got to play our game and the way we play our standard consistently. And if we do that, then I feel good about our team and our preparation for that. But that's what we have to do. We have to overcome that, hey, we don't have to play as hard versus certain teams to win. We got to learn. This group's got to learn how to play hard all the time, and not trying to live up to any expectations, but the expectations of our standard.
Yeah. All right. Last question from the audience, real quick.
Yes, Reggie Berry.
Reggie.
How do you compare your offensive depth chart to your defensive depth chart? And tell those old linemen 9 times out of 10. The guy who retaliates is going to be.
He's going to get it. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a great question. I would say we are far deeper on our defensive depth chart than our offensive depth chart, specifically up front. If you're talking front line, we're very inexperienced at the offensive line, where we're more experienced at the defensive line, and. Got a lot of guys that can play linebacker. Now, we've got some depth at running back. I believe we got depth at tight end, got depth at receivers. But the offensive line is an area where we're just not as deep on as the defensive side of the ball. And that's something that's not just, I think, for us only. I think a lot of people at our level struggle with that. But that's a big issue that we knew coming into the year. And it got worse with our injuries that happened prior to the season and also during the game. And so it's one of those that we got to continue to bring guys along. But hopefully with some of the experience they're getting, and if we can get some of these guys back, it'll end up being a positive for us.
Great show tonight, Coach. Appreciate your time so much during the busy season, and I know our fans look forward to this every Tuesday night. Can't wait to get out there on Saturday and pull you guys through, and we'll do our best from the radio booth, but have fun in Las Cruces, okay?
Will do.
All right, Flames.
That's
head coach Jamey Chadwell with us here tonight, each and every Tuesday night, talking Liberty Flames football. I want to thank again Freedom First Credit Union for their title sponsorship of our show, and the crowd tonight just magnificent here at Mellow Mushroom. Thanks to the staff and management here at Mellow Mushroom for what they do for our show, and Justin, our GM of our Van Wagner property, getting it all together. Just a great show here tonight. This will be archived on our Liberty Flames radio Facebook page and at libertyflames.com. For head coach Jamey Chadwell, our video producer Jamie Hall, and Cody Whitman, our engineer, I'm Alan York. Have a great rest of your week. 10:30 Eastern, Liberty, New Mexico State. The next game up will be on the radio at 9 p.m. on our Journey Radio Network. That'll do it here from Mellow Mushroom. Have a great rest of your week, and go Flames.
You've been listening to the Liberty Flames Football Show on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. The Liberty Football Show is presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Start banking with Freedom First today. The Liberty Football Show was also brought to you by Carter Bank and Trust, the preferred community bank of Liberty Flames Athletics. Earthright Mid-Atlantic, your trusted solar and energy efficiency experts. By Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Freedom Heating and Air, serving those who serve us. Carl Miller Realty, caring, competent, trusted advisors. Lynchburg Nissan, nobody beats our prices. Nobody. Century Exteriors, experience and quality you can trust. Schedule a free estimate at centuryexteriors.com. And by Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow. The Liberty Flames Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union, has been an exclusive presentation of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.